My name is Alex, and I've been working at Vector Security for over 4 years. I speak with about 400 to 500 customers a day. One of the things I'm most proud of, not one in particular, but I just kind of treat everyone almost like their families. So I take it all kind of personal. And I really just like helping as much as I can. Working at Vector makes me proud because I like working with people, helping, and I do like working with my coworkers as well.
Hi, my name is Jeff. I've been with Vector Security for 20 years. On the average day, I speak with between 200 and 400 customers a day. We had a customer one time, his fire alarm went off. We called him and he thought the burglary alarm was going off and gave us his code and was going to hang up, and we stopped him. We told him there was a fire alarm. He went and checked his home and the house was on fire, but everybody did make it out safely. I'm most proud to work for Vector Securities because we help people protect their properties and their family.
My name is Constantine. I've been working with Vector Security for about 2.5 years now. I speak to about 400 customers a day. One of my favorite stories is early on in my career here, I did speak to a customer, normal panic hold-up alarm. I called, spoke to them, they said everything was fine. And in a soft whisper, I heard them say, everything's not okay, they need help. Right then and there, it made me realize just how important it was to be here and the difference I was making in the community. One of my most proud things about being at Vector specifically, it's just, once again, it's making a difference. It's knowing that you are more important than most other jobs. You're actually doing something that's making the community better. You're helping out people who need it. And it fills me with a lot of pride to work here. It feels good to work at Vector Security.
Hi, my name is Paula, and I have been working for Vector Security for 2.5 years. On an average day, I speak to 300 to 500 people a day. One story I am most proud of is when I was calling on a residential burglary alarm. I spoke with the homeowner. She advised she was not home, but her daughter was, and she was terrified. She asked if I would send the police, which I did, and if I would call her daughter, just to make sure her daughter is safe and she's with someone. Called her daughter. Her daughter was upstairs, hiding in the bathroom closet, telling me she hears footsteps down below. I waited until the police got there, about 5 minutes later, and did not get off the phone with her until she was with the police. I then called her mom back and said she was safe and with the police while the police went to investigate. Working at Vector Security makes me proud because I love the people here. I love coming to work every day, and I love helping people every day to make the world a better place.
My name is Eric, and I've been working for Vector Security for 4.5 years now. On an average day, depending on how many answering machines I get, probably 300 to 400 customers I'll speak to. This one time we had a two-way panic alarm that had come through, and when I connected through, I heard loud raised voices from a man and a woman. The male was there, said everything was all right, and for me to go on my way, disconnected the two-way. But I dispatched the police anyway because I didn't feel right about it, and it turns out that there was a domestic dispute going on at the time, and she was very thankful that we did that. Working at Vector Security makes me proud because although we have a lot of false alarms and we're always sort of hoping for that, occasionally you really get to be part of justice being done, and that's really rewarding to me.
Hi, my name is Pam. I am an employee of Vector Security for 10.5 years now. I work in the West Central Station. One of the stories I am most proud of is when I received a residential fire alarm in the middle of the night. It came in as a kitchen smoke detector fire alarm, and when I called the residents, an elderly woman answered the telephone. And when I said that we had received the fire alarm and asked if everything was okay, she said she smelled smoke. At that point, I told her she needed to get out of the house and I would go ahead and dispatch the fire department. And she responded to me that she couldn't. When I asked her why she couldn't get out of the house, she said she was 83 years old, she was an invalid, she was bedridden, and she was by herself. At that point, I asked one of my co-workers to dispatch the fire department for me, because I didn't want to hang up on her. I did not want to put her on hold at that point. She then became hysterical. You could hear the fear in her voice. I became afraid too for her. I asked her to help me help her. I asked her what kind of a house she lived in, if it was a 1-story, if it was a 2-story house. It was a 2-story. I asked her what floor she was on. She was on the 2nd floor. I'm relaying all this information to my coworkers to advise the fire department. You could just, again, hear the fear and the panic in her voice. She kept saying how scared she was, that the smoke was getting thicker, and it just broke my heart. But I kept her on the phone. I kept updating her with the or the fire department's information. She kept asking me, are they coming? Are they coming? And I had to keep reassuring her that they were, and I stayed on the phone with her. I was told that the fire department was at the front door, and I told her that. I waited until the fire department walked into her bedroom before I hung up. A little while later, the fire department called me back and advised me she was okay. They were taking her to the hospital as a precaution. They were giving her oxygen. They also explained to me that apparently earlier in the evening, someone did go over to a house to cook her dinner, but they left something burning on the stove. At that point, I have to admit, I got angry, thinking, why would a woman in this condition be living by herself? And then one of my coworkers said, thank God they had a vector security system, because that probably saved her life. That's the most proudest thing that I personally have done as an operator for Vector Security. Working at Vector Security makes me proud because we can and we do make a difference on every single day by helping people, by protecting them, their property, their personal lives, and just knowing that we can and do make a difference means the world to me.